Hey everybody, welcome to the next commentary, another video on Cassante. We're going to be playing him top once again and building him with his intended design of building tank, but I will be building a bit different items this time because I will be building for the Sheen item because people did, say, maybe it's because you didn't build the Sheen item and it really goes well with this Q because it's low cooldown so you can proc it over and over again. Sunfire deals bonus damage as well. Some people even brought up Fimbulwinter. So I will be building these items, but also this video is not like showcasing exactly what he can do. I mean, I'll still do my gameplay and talk about maybe what I'm trying to do, but also it's going to become a little bit ranty most likely because, I mean, after reading all through the comments and really going in depth out just looking at everything, I can go over like why this champion in his current state, this is on PB, remember that he will, in my opinion, he's going to be buffed no matter what. He's in a terrible spot right now. And he's supposed to be a top laner, and he's supposed to be building full tank. That's the first thing that I'm going to just get out of the way. People told me to build Bruiser on him. Riot's not... This champion wasn't supposed to be built as a Bruiser. You're not supposed to build him as a Bruiser. That's why literally his passive scaling and all out is only magic resistant armor. His Q is only magic resistant armor for the cast time being reduced. The bonus health makes it so it's faster, but that's it. His W is all three, but like the thing is that if you build him in that way, you're basically just neglecting how Riot intended for him to be designed. So they made him, he's supposed to be building full tank and still deal damage. That's the whole entire idea. The problem is, I just feel like he just doesn't really do that. And I'll go over why, because we have other tanks in the game that actually do damage. I know some people are thinking like, I mean, he's a tank. He's not supposed to be dealing damage. No, I mean, if you don't deal damage, you need to have something else that actually is somewhat useful. A good example of that is like Zac damage is honestly still better than Cassante, but Zac damage is honest. If you go full tank, doesn't have like too good of scalings. His W does have percent damage and it's on a low cooldown, and he does heal himself from picking up his blobs. His E damage is, it's alright. But the thing is about Zac is he brings a crap ton of utility. He has his ultimate, he has his slapping around with his Q, he has his extremely long range engage. You don't have that as Cassante. You literally only have a Q, which you need a charge. Let's pretend that you're going around Baron and you're fighting around Baron. You can't charge your Q there. So your Q basically is not usable, and you have a stun where you have to stop your movement and charge in front of them, and then it barely moves you anywhere, and it's slow. It's like as slow as Ornn E. We already know how hard it is to land an Ornn E, as an example. It's not easy to land it. Like, I'll even, like, use it on this guy just to showcase that. I will say that the early game with Cassante honestly doesn't feel that bad, though. Because, the thing is, Cassante doesn't have scalings on his passive, where you deal up 1%. Okay, I'm just gonna run away. Oh, wait, Poppy's here. Shit, I'm bad. Oh my god, I'm sorry. We maybe could have killed that guy, actually. I'm apologetic about that one. Anyways, there's one big thing that makes tanks, true tanks, Poppy, Zac, Cho'Gath, I think I'm missing one. Dr. Mundo is a true tank, but honestly, nobody plays him because he's pretty shit, so I don't even know if I can consider him to be one. I'm trying to bait for my Poppy here so she can maybe kill him, but maybe she just doesn't have the damage. He almost put himself against the wall. We got his flash, that's fine. Oh, he leveled up. That's unfortunate. I was going to try to go for a kill, but I think it's too late now. It's probably not going to work anymore. I'll just back off. Anyways, Zac, Poppy, Cho'Gath. Oh, man, I'm missing... Oh, and Ornn. There's one thing that all of these kits have in common. Now, Malphite does not have this, and he is a true tank as well, right? The good thing about Malphite that he does have like attack speed reduction, also a spammable like ability that's easy to land, but also like he has really good hard engage. So I feel like that's like the whole entire reason for that champion be good. I'm going to go for Tier plus Sheen so we can get that Fimbulwinter. And we'll go for the Iceborne. But anyways, back onto the statement about the true tanks. They all have max percent HP damage that either is very high at all points in the game, or it scales well. If you never looked at, like, what tanks spells do, I'll just, like, give an example. Poppy Q, where she throws her hammer on the ground, honestly, very similar to my Q, where you slam the ground, but hers, like, an explosion happens afterwards. It has really good AD scaling, firstly, but it also has, if you build full tank, something that doesn't scale ever. It does 8% max HP on both hits. So that's 16% max HP at every point in the game. That's her damage, and it's on a low cooldown. Cho'Gath, his E, his spikes, which is just auto-attacking, also does... Like, that's impossible to land, my goodness. Man, that did absolutely nothing. Jeez. I went too aggressive there, that was my fault. Cho'Gath E does 3% per hit, and it scales, or you can do it 3 times, which is 9% max HP. Now, it doesn't have any scaling on it, similar to Poppy, but it does have one interesting factor, which is when you use your ultimate and get a fee stack, it increases it by 0.5%. So what that means is it actually has a scaling not for HP, AD, or anything like that sort. Cho'Gath's max HP scaling is through his fee stacks. You can get 6 by not even eating champions, by the way. So as an example, let's just say you get 6 fee stacks. 6 fee stacks at 1.5% each stack would go from 9% to, I think it's 18%, because it would be another 9%. So that means Cho'Gath gets 18% max HP every single time he hits somebody with 3 auto attacks. Ow. That hurt pretty damn bad. I shouldn't have brought him back in towards me. So that's what I'm saying about Cho'Gath. So Cho'Gath, full fee stacks. He can even go past like 6. He can get even more fee stacks, so it scales indefinitely. But he has max percent HP. Zac, his W, I think it does like 6% max HP, and it's on a low cooldown because whenever you pick up blobs, it lowers the cooldown of Zac. Ornn W scales with level. It like starts off with like Ornn, when he breathes on you with his W, that makes him immobile. Very similar to kind of like my W. I do have, as you can see, this deals 8% max HP when I like am holding it down, but this is like nearly impossible to hit. It is super slow and very clunky. Doesn't really feel that good to use. And also, this isn't a main ability, which is like a huge factor. Poppy Q, Cho'Gath E, Zac W are all max percentage HP abilities on their something that's spammable. My W is on a 24-second cooldown, and also you max it last, which means that it doesn't even work that way, right? Because you max it last. So, anyways, stepping up for these CS is so nerve-wracking because I can be punished at any moment. Zac has that going for him, but remember, he has better CC than this champion as well, so... Now, I'm missing one. Okay, Ornn. Ornn does, like, 8%. God, I had to play that so fucking well. Alright. This is honestly one of the strongest points with K'Sante. It's going to be going downhill from here, by the way. Because, as I mentioned before, his scalings are bad, which is why I'm bringing up all the tank scalings and how they function. But, as you can see during the early game, you actually can fight people if you play it very well. Unfortunately, in my opinion, it feels like you have to play better than your opponent to even have a chance of beating them. Like, I would probably have an easier time playing another champion. But, yeah, you can outplay them. And honestly, I'm not saying that this champion isn't very fun to play. This champion is actually very fun. His kit is great, and I do think that if he gets buffs, he'll feel a lot better. But back to the Ornn. It's like 8% when he breathes on you, and then as you level up, it goes higher and higher, and I think it maxes out at around 16%. So basically, he scales with levels. And then also, when he auto-attacks people, it also procs Brittle. So he has 2 max HP things, and I looked it up, and it's like when he has max level on his W, where he breathes on them and does like 16 to 18% max HP damage, and then he auto-attacks them, it does like another like 12%. So you deal like 30% max HP. 30%. That's why Ornn, despite building full tank, Poppy, despite building full tank, Zac, despite building full tank, can still kill people because they have these max HP. That's how you design a tank. You give them a max percent HP scaling where it doesn't ever improve. You can't improve the percent damage on Ornn because it has no scalings at all. Now, the issue with this champion is that it goes from 1% when I hit someone, and then I auto-attack. That does 1% scaling to 1.5%. So basically, to deal the same amount as an Ornn, I need to hit someone 20 times with abilities, and you can't miss your ability. You need to land the ability, and then you need to auto-attack them. It does not feel good. But it feels good during the early game. Why does it feel good during the early game? Because, I mean, 1% early on isn't necessarily that bad. It's just that later on, you're not going to be dealing damage anymore. Now, you do have your all-out scaling, like, and that's what I'm kind of ignoring, the true damage. The true damage is very, very small still. I mean, you're ulting, which turns you kind of into a bruiser. Like, you go from a tank to being a bruiser because you lose a lot of your stats and you gain AD and Omnivamp. But, like, that's not even that insane. I'm just gonna let my team kill him. Where, like, your damage isn't high enough that I would even consider him a bruiser, because why not just play Camille and you can literally... I have to hit somebody like 6 times to deal enough damage at 5 items. I have been playing a bit more of this champion just to, like, fully grasp him. When I have 5 items, I'm dealing like 90 true damage a hit. That's it. That's not that insane. I wonder if I can outplay this guy if I, like, somehow, like... Oh, no. I wanted to, like, knock him under tower, but honestly, I don't know if it's possible. I don't have anything for you. Anyways, the damage isn't as strong as a bruiser, but then, like, people are, like, saying, okay, yeah, but, like, he's building full tank. Well, I mean, full tanks just deal damage. That's why I brought up why full tanks deal damage. They have percent damage in their kit. That makes it so they deal damage. And then you might be wondering, like, okay, so he's just ultimate gated rather than other tanks, which makes him weaker. That's fine. And honestly, it's a quick fix, to be honest. You can see it's... I maybe just should have tapped my W there to get on top of him. I think that he can easily be fixed just by changing it so he has scalings with, like, armor and magic resist give him better percent damage on his abilities because of how bad it is. Because compared to all of the other tanks, it shouldn't be that I need to land 20 abilities to deal the same amount as other tanks. And then also, like, a 5-item Cho'Gath, just pressing E and auto-attacking me once and then eating me, compared to me having to land... I have to ulti, which will make me probably die to a Cho'Gath Feast, to be honest, because it reduces your stuff by so much, so I'd probably just instantly die. But let's assume that I'm using my ultimate that has the scalings, where it does 2% almost of true damage every single hit. It still feels absolutely terrible. I don't know if you guys are looking at my damage right now, but... If I was playing like a tank, you would definitely be noticing it. Like playing like Ornn or something in this scenario, or even a Poppy. If I had a Sunfire Poppy, or even not even a Sunfire, I could build Iceborne on Poppy and probably do the same thing as this champion. I would actually be probably winning these trades because her kit just is very good. And then, like, people think that also I was playing him incorrectly, where, like, you're supposed to be a frontline tank, and then you stand in front of people and you disrupt them. I don't know if you guys have tried the champion yet. But, like, if we're around Dragon and they're walking towards us, I don't do anything. I don't have Disruption. I'm not an Ornn who can ulti to start a team fight. I'm not Cho'Gath with the knockup. I am nothing. I have a stun that I have to stop myself and then very slowly go like 2 inches to stun someone on an extremely high cooldown. And then I have an ultimate that I literally need to be right next to them. I have the shortest dash in the entire game. And then I have a Q that needs to be prepped on multiple times on something. I try to get behind him, but there's literally no way to get behind him to do anything here. I mean, this definitely feels reminiscent of, like, let's say I was playing Ornn right now. I imagine Ornn also would be getting clapped by an Aatrox, most likely. Although, I think I would have potential to actually kill him. Like, if he makes a mistake and I'm able to land a good Ornn combo. Because we know all how Ornn combos work, where you get hit by one ability, knocked up, and then he breathes on you, and then he hits you, and that procs brittle, then he ultis you and brittles you again, and then he has W again. Like, he has a lot of disposal in his kit with his ability to make it so you can just stack up a bunch of max HP damage over and over again. But I don't feel that with this champion because of how bad this is, where I have to land Q, auto, 1.5%, land Q, auto, 1.5%, over and over again. So... oh no, triple kill. You can see CS-wise I'm not even doing that bad. Like, I don't even think I can stop this guy here. I could hit him a little bit, but that doesn't really do that much. Is he actually gonna live? Got him. I have to use my dash, unfortunately. Oh, I tried doing enough damage. Right now I did 63 true damage there when I hit her twice with my abilities. But my W's. So you have a 20-second ability like around an objective, and you can't just run to go back into the... I'm trying to like talk about the team fighting and how you're supposed to be a quote frontliner. Frontliners normally threaten something. And to me, the best way to play this champion, if I was to play that playstyle, would be I walk up and I threaten that I'm gonna stun, and then maybe I dash towards somebody, and then I take them out of the fight by ulting them over a wall. That's, like, really hard to accomplish. I can't just run towards 5 people and just do that. My dash, like, itself is already extremely short. My Q is... if I'm gonna do it that way, I probably don't even have my Q charged because I didn't have anything to charge it with. So all you have is your W. Other things is that, like, W, the damage from it, like, has no scalings. It's just max HP. You deal 8% max HP, and that's it. Doesn't matter how many things you buy. Did I just hit him with the Q and then auto and it did 66 damage there, or did I miss my Q? I don't even know. But yeah, people are saying like, yeah, you're building tank, of course you're not going to deal damage. You're supposed to be a disruptor. He disrupts worse than other tanks, but then also deals less damage than other tanks, then has an ultimate where he deals damage, but then he doesn't become a tank anymore. It just doesn't feel good right now. Mostly because of the scalings. That is literally the biggest thing. As I mentioned earlier, the whole entire reason why tanks are good and they deal damage is because they have scalings. I mean, I'm just dead. I wasn't even dealing damage in the first place there to that guy anyways. But, yeah. It's basically a Bruiser kit. And, yeah, maybe you can build a Gore Drinker or a Divine Sunderer, and with your low cooldowns, it actually feels kind of okay, because at least with your kit, you're kind of mobile, and you can get those Divine Sunder procs off. But I'm telling you guys... Riot is trying to make... he was not supposed to be a Bruiser. That's why he has no HP scalings on his all-out with HP. I mean, he has the scalings over here that only give Omnivamp. That's it. So, I mean, why build him that way if... I'm saying that he's just not designed well yet. They need to give him more % damage so he can still build tank and actually fight bruisers without just always losing, because you don't have disruption. There's no disruption on this champion. You don't just walk up and they'll just magically walk into your stun that you're charging in front of them that is as slow as an Ornn dash, and then have to somehow get on top of, like, you know, whoever it might be with your abilities to charge your Q. Your E it's just a dash. That's it. I mean, Poppy also just has a dash with her E, but it's also a stun. Like, all tanks normally have a kit that revolves more around, like, either it's crowd control or a crowd control ability. You don't really have that on this champion. It doesn't even feel like it's high skill expression right now because of how bad his scalings are. So, if he does get buffed, I promise you that I'm probably, like, mentioning what most likely he is going to be able to do. Let's do it, dude. Let's actually just play as if we're a disruptor. I mean, I'm super low already. See, look at my W. I just used this, and I can't even do it again. And that's... you remove your stun. I have to dash towards them, Q them, auto-attack them, Q 2 more times to make it so I even get a knock-up. But I'm so squishy that I'm just gonna die, because I'm not a bruiser, so that means, like, if I was a Camille there, maybe I could turn around and hit this Varus with a 500 true damage Q. You might think that, like, what I'm thinking about, like, giving him all these max HP scalings is gonna be, like, crazy, because it's like, tanks shouldn't deal damage. No, I mean, they have to. Otherwise, they have to deal damage as a tank. I mean, if they really want to make it so he's a true tank, all they have to do, this thing that right now it deals 1.5% max HP every single time I hit, just make it so it scales with only armor and magic resist, and make it scale to, like, literally 5%. I'm talking about a massive buff. Make it even, like, make it so, like, when I'm full build, I deal 10% max HP every single hit. That would honestly put him more in line to actually fight tanks and things, because you don't disrupt that much. Your cooldowns are just too high, especially on your W, which, like, even at max rank goes down to 12 seconds. There's a lot of easy ways to make him still be a tank while making him more in line with good tanks. Don't make him into a Mundo, though. Mundo's really... Mundo Cleaver, by the way, does 20% current HP, not max. If it did max HP, that would be pretty nice, though. But one of the reasons why Mundo is barely played is because his kit just doesn't do very good. Because the other tanks just have better max HP abilities. Like, here I am, I'm gonna disrupt. I'll literally do my best to, like, get in there and disrupt. Stun, lands on him, ulti him over the wall, hit him, auto, press W again, auto. Now I'm being engaged on by literally the entire team, so I'll try to leave. I'll use my thing, so I'm getting back my HP here. And I'm probably dead. I mean, they're all on top of me, which is good because I disrupted, but I barely did any damage to that guy. If I was another tank and I catch out a Varus there, even with everybody on top of me, I probably would have lived longer. I would have done way more damage with Ornn, Poppy, whatever. Slamming, like, these items on Poppy, slam them against the wall. And then what's nice about Poppy is she has a very similar ulti, a disruption ulti. Knock somebody out of the fight. Of course, you need to charge it and things, but she's actually very similar in the sense of you have a charge, but it's a point and click and you need to land them against a wall. Kind of similar how my E does. But the champion is just so weird right now. Like, even when I use my ultimate and I'm, like, not even that weak. I have 2 full items at this point, which is a little bit behind a lot of them. Like, some people are almost on 3 items, but it shouldn't feel this bad to play, really. So anyways, I'm done ranting. I hope I went over all the points that I was trying to go over. Look at my damage to this guy. I'm landing my abilities, so I'm dealing that percent damage, but it literally does nothing. Okay, I'll use my ultimate here. I'm dealing 90 damage a hit. Knocking him back into my teammate. I'll even flash so I can continue doing the damage. I'm doing like 150 damage with the true damage. Like I deal 90 plus like 80. Okay, we got him. That guy's tankier than me, and he's not even a fucking full tank. Look at my disruption. Look at my abilities. I'm just waiting for my Q cooldown so I can like have something again. It feels so bad to play compared to if I landed Ornn W or one Cho'Gath just auto attacking. I would have done more damage than like these full combos that I'm doing. Ornn W and auto attack. Boom. Would have instantly done like all of the damage easily compared to this guy. Zac, he maybe would have done not as much damage, but Zac is, as I said, a huge disruptor. You have Zac jump, very long range, very long range. You have 2 grabs that like you can slam people together. You have W, which, and also you have better healing because you can pick up the blobs off of the ground. That's not even counting I use my ultimate. Zac ultimate obviously is crazy good. So yeah. I'm comparing him to other tanks because that's what he's designed to be. We're not comparing him to Bruisers. Sometimes we kind of are, because if you are going to build a Bruiser, like, let's say I do build Bruiser, and Riot's like, you know what, we messed up. Actually, he should be a Bruiser. Okay. Well, the thing is, I'll even go, like, I'll build anti-heal for the guy here. So, yeah, let's build him, as a Bruiser. Bruisers build Bruiser, not because also the items are good on them, but because they scale with it. Aatrox has all AD scalings. Irelia, Camille, Fiora have AD scalings. I don't have AD scalings. My Q does 50% physical. It's literally nothing. I built a Titanic on this champion because people said, you know, building Titanic because you HP and also makes us have better wave clearance stuff. You still don't deal damage because you don't have AD scalings. That's the biggest thing. This champion has no scalings. You build full tank, your scalings are so bad to the point that you don't deal damage, or you just don't have damage unless you ultimate, so you're ultimate gated. While other tanks have that scaling at all points in the entire game. Right? So building Bruiser might work for his kit because I'm very mobile. I have a dash, I can Q, I can knock people back, I can keep them in my range, I can keep getting Divine Sunder procs. Yeah, but that's not Riot's design philosophy. And also, if you're gonna do that, why don't you just play like Camille or Irelia, who not only have that type of play style of like darting in and out with low cooldown abilities, but also they scale with the AD as well, because I literally don't have scaling. Let's just ult here under tower here. With building AD. Building AD doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna try to kite for my teammate here. Thank God. The Mal's damage, by the way, is the thing that's making them deal damage. I'm sure if you, like, go watch the replay, you'll see what I mean. It might have looked like I just killed that Aatrox by myself with my ultimate, but that was most likely this guy's Rod of Ages with Demonic and the Demonic Visions was on top of them, just burning them. Anyways, I'm building more damage tank items because people were saying, yeah, you don't deal damage because you didn't build the damage tank items, so build those instead. Here I am building them, just like a lot of commenters said, so that's why I'm building these items in the first place. I don't know if Fimbulwinter is necessarily that good. Damage shielded. Wow, 3,000. Alright, yeah, Fimbulwinter definitely seems kind of good. How much damage do I deal? 2.5%. Max HP. 2.5% might seem like a lot because it's like, yeah, well, you Q auto, Q auto, Q auto. That's 7.5%. It's not that much, really. I mean, I'll fight. I mean, I'm playing with viewers, so I can actually play him, because otherwise it's really hard to actually play him. Staying on top of him. He could run at any point. It's very hard to chase. I wish he would run away, just to showcase, like, how hard it is to, like, continue chasing people down. I'll ulti him. God, this is... Wow, that healing. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, let's... I have Omnivamp. We can go back in, and then I'll leave. Let's try to get him maybe back in for my teammate to finish him off. I'm not going to be able to at this point. We did our best with our true damage portion to actually be able to do it. If I was playing like Ornn, I think I would have actually been able to solo kill this guy just based off of breathing and using my like abilities correctly, like about using your brittle. Like, Ornn's philosophy is landing a bunch of brittles. This champion's design philosophy is landing a bunch of procs to do this. Every champion kind of has a design philosophy of what you need to do. Lux is land a Q and then combo with all of your abilities for burst. Zoe is land a long-range poke. Malzahar is kind of like a pick champion, but also short range, but he has ridiculously high damage when people are right next to him. MF is a big ulti champion. This champion doesn't have high CC, and this champion doesn't have high damage. It will be easily fixed, though, if they decide to buff, as I said, the ratios to make it so he's more in line with actual tanks, so that he can actually duel people. But right now, he's like a worst-case version of, like, he has less CC than most tanks, and it's harder to land it because, as I mentioned earlier, you have to put yourself in place, or, like, you have to charge your Q. Your E isn't even CC, it's just a dash. Or... when you use your ultimate and turn into a Bruiser, you have less damage than a Bruiser. So you're a worse tank and a worse Bruiser. But you're like partially both. I mean, man, I hope maybe I can get into a team fight where like, okay, because people like brought up, yeah, well, I mean, you're supposed to be like a frontline tank and then you turn into it like in the middle of the fight. I'll actually just stop split pushing because, you know, I won't play it that way anymore. I'll literally group with my team and try to start a fight. Let's see how easy it is compared to, like, Cho'Gath being huge in front of people's face with his permanent scaling. I will try to literally start something. All I have is, I can't charge my Q, my R is no range, and my W is also hard to land. So let's see how easy it is for me to start something. Okay. She stepped up too far. I will ulti her over the wall to disrupt, because that's what you're supposed to do. These people are all going for me. I'm literally dying. Okay, I literally have them all chasing me. But the problem is this it? Like, at least, like, with Poppy or something, I can even, like... with Poppy or something, you can, like, stun people for your teammates to follow it up, rather than, like, taking somebody away. But I'll be honest, with my items right now, I bet I can't even beat 80 carries. I feel like if I was, like, playing, once again, like, as in a good example, I keep on bringing up, like, Ornn, or even Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath Ultimate at this point, being level 17, let's pretend Cho'Gath is level 17 with these items, would probably deal, like, 800 to 900 true damage. And also, he has a better kit, because he has a lower cooldown. As another example, Cho'Gath Q, if you didn't know, is a 6-second cooldown on the AoE knockup. And also he has a, like, 3-second silence AoE, or 2.5 second. And also his Vorpal Blades would be hitting for, like, a lot of damage as well. Like 9% every single hit. And then you have the true damage ultimate. So, like... I have to charge my Q. I have to somehow knock them up with it. My W doesn't really do anything. Like, it stuns for the most smallest amount of time ever. I have a shield, and then I have an ultimate that just doesn't make me tanky. Okay. I don't know what else to really say. Besides, he just needs scalings. He needs scaling so bad. Well, I feel like I did that team fight pretty good. That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? The other thing that you could be saying, I guess, is like, yeah, well, maybe you're supposed to flank behind them and ulti them into your team. It's like, what? I mean, the champion's just bad. The champion is bad for what he's supposed to be designed to do. That is. Okay, I will literally try to peel my teammate here. I missed my ability, but I do have my knock up still. I will literally knock this guy up into the wall. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I built some damage items. This is bugged. I didn't only do like 200 damage with it. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary while I ranted about why this champion is currently in a terrible, terrible spot and what would be the thing that would fix him. Which is every single good tank has percent max HP damage that actually is a big amount. This guy does not have a big amount of max HP damage, so when you are fighting somebody like this, and I deal about 90 true damage to him, I need to hit him 30 times, and that doesn't even count as healing, anything like that. So anyways, hopefully I like went over everything about why this champion is in his current state, and also like design philosophies, because I feel like design philosophies aren't too complicated, right? It tries to make it so everything kind of makes sense about what champions can accomplish and what they can do. So I couldn't even kill him inside of that. Oh, okay, cool. He actually died. Nice. I die so fucking fast. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, once again. I mean, hopefully you enjoyed my rant about design philosophy, what tanks accomplish, and things like that. And yeah, probably won't make another video on him anytime soon. I did the most damage on the entire team, which kind of makes sense. I was fighting a lot and doing a lot of dueling. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.